People online. Alrighty. So I sent out yesterday's agenda. Hopefully you guys saw that. We're going to be going over a lot of data stuff today is what we're going to be covering. So kind of a little bit of data for sellers, but a little bit of data for us too to be competitive. And then the different places that you can go find data online with Coldwell Banker, as well as I really like RPR's data and what it can make there. So I'm going to show some things that go along with that. Then go over a little bit of listing concierge. I think the big reason why we have such good numbers is largely because of listing concierge, of everything that goes out, and the branding in that and everything really helps sell property. So we're just going to go over some tricks and things with that, or things that you should be doing if you're not. And then we're going to have speakers out here, Marabot, which is an AI social media resource. He's going to show some of the things that they could do and some new things they're doing as well. All right. So starting off, Community Day, May 17th. If you guys can, please. So I set this out. Well, first, cornhole tournament. It's going to be free for anyone that wants to do it. Single elimination, we said. Roman Bean will be here. That's an agent from, well, the owners are actually out of this office. But this is going to be Nicole Chitteron. She's an agent in the Fox Chapel office that runs Roman Bean. So she's going to be here. We're going to have like an Italian American food truck here. Conan's going to be here. Bob Sub's going to do stuff with us. Touch a truck, face painting, kids activities, things like that. So there's going to be a lot to do. So this is a great time to invite your family, invite your friends, invite your past clients. Like we set this up so it's a good way for you to something of value that they can come to. You get to see them in person, say hi to them, whatever, get that face to face. So it'd be cool if we could get 200 people here. So if you are planning on coming, please go click the link that I sent out. I'm going to go over to this. So I set this email out. I can send it out again if you guys can't find it. The subject is May 17th, Coldwell Banker Community Event Info. So that was last Tuesday at 11:40. I sent that out. And then in this, you'll see here's just a simple message that you can copy and paste. You can copy that, text it to people, whatever, and it has the link right in there so they can go and RSVP. You can send them a screenshot of the flyer as well. Those are all over the office. Scan the QR code on there to register for it. So if you are planning on coming, please RSVP so we know how many people are coming, and then ask your people to RSVP as well. So, the food trucks and everyone like that has a good idea of how much stuff we need to get and how many people are coming. So anything else on that?
It's secured.
But Bounce House is secured. Awesome. So, but yeah, there's going to be a lot to do. So it's going to be a fun little event. Hoping we can all make it a great turnout, but it's going to take all of you to kind of help out with that. Social media mastermind. Has anybody here at all jumped on any of these yet? The social media masterminds?
Last week's was a disaster. Like, did anybody go on?
I didn't go last week.
The mastermind?
Yeah.
Was
Wednesday, yeah. There were like all these voices, like the technology part of it.
Didn't work?
Yeah.
I've been on like 2 or 3 of them. And they've been really good. So that's interesting. Okay.
Technology.
Well, they have one tomorrow.
This Wednesday. So that's only once a month, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
So it wasn't last week.
Yeah, it would have been last week. So they only have one a month for these. So this one, whatever reason, isn't showing up on the marketing workshop. So I want to leave it up here. If you guys scan the QR code up there, it will take you right to that page, and then you can listen in. I already have a meeting scheduled. Otherwise, I would have put it in here and put it up on the screen. But they're pretty good, actually. All right, everybody got that? All right, so let's get into our affiliates. We'll start off. Well, first I'll have you come in after these two now, okay? All right, so first with Keystone, she's going to send this out to the office. It's a good review checklist. So this is, make sure we have a good closing, all the paperwork we need. If you have a listing or a buyer, things like that, what are the paperwork that you should have and the closing company should have? So estate review checklist. What are all the things, if it's an estate, you need? Letters of testimony and letters of administration granted. Check for specific device and will. All these things. Corporate selling, like what they're going to need there. If it's an LLC, is it registered with a state? Do they have the operating agreement? If it's a limited partnership. So take a look at this. Here's everything you need. If you have clients that say, hey, I have an LLC, I have an trust, I have an executor, this is a good list right here of these are all the things that you should get from them, and the closing company is going to need for them as well to close out the deal for them. Okay, so they're going to be sending that all out to you, so you guys can kind of save that and have that part of your resources. I'll save this into our agent resources, all our forms and files in there, so you can go to that as well. And then we have Assurant. If you guys don't have the numbers for them, for the agent support, there's your number up there, 833-924-0353. That's your main spot to go if you do need any kind of support at all. This Michael Morley, you see his number down there. He's like doing a whole bunch of different areas. He's kind of like I wouldn't call him an Andrew because he's doing all these different areas and he can't take like all the calls like Andrew used to take. Yeah, he's regional. They are hiring a person for Pittsburgh. That they're in the process of doing that. So hopefully we'll have more people coming into meetings, telling us more about their products, dropping marketing flyers off and stuff like that. But on that note, as far as marketing flyers go, actually, I think I still had that on the next slide. Oops. They talked about this on the all-in meeting as well. If you just go to Assurant Home Warranty, Google it, you'll see it come up. Go ahead and register. You need your email. You'll do a 2-factor. They'll send you a link to get in. But there's a lot of more support on there that you can get in Flyer. So this is just the first login page. Once you go in, you can enroll a customer through here. You got different brochures and PDFs that you can print off and take with you to meet with your clients, frequently asked questions. All those kind of things are all on here. Here is the brochure. If you wanted to take this, have it at open house or anything like that, but it's worth taking a look at these so you understand what's kind of in the plans. Very similar to the HS plans. They are like almost identical to what you get out of there. Really, only in the luxury type homes with better furnaces you're allowed more money. But other than that, they are fairly similar plans. Go ahead. I've been told it was with Compass coming over, and I guess HS wanted a lot more than what we were willing to give them with a new contract. So they said, we're going to go do our own thing, I guess. So
I ordered one for my niece, but it hasn't closed yet. We have homes to pay.
I just wonder about the value. Andrew was always here telling us the value.
Yeah.
Agents were always saying it was great, and Andrew was always willing to look over home inspection reports. It's hard to trust something new when you don't have any testimonials of somebody that that's like, yes, I've used it.
Sure.
It is good. It is what it says.
I did compare the coverage and I thought the coverage was better.
Yeah, it's a touch like it's like a little bit more money, like 20 or 40 more bucks, I think, on some of the packages. But the coverage is, like
you said it was like for the luxury one, but
well, that one's definitely better. That's the one that's like,
but I compared like the middle of the road one and it was they paid more.
Yeah. Just a little bit more, on that.
The AC and
that's the big one, that's a big difference. But other than that, like it's pretty comparable. I know we've seen a lot of loans go through. I haven't heard any complaints yet about the vendors or getting people out there, anything like that yet. So I will say that. So
yeah, any good data is good.
Sure. Yep. All right, Natalie, come on over. Is that going to let me, there we go. Okay. Reno loans.
Reno loans. Hi, everybody. What do I do to just this?
Yep.
That thing. Okay. Hi. So we're going to talk about renovation loans. I am going to be super quick. So I'm going to fly through these because I don't want everyone to get bored, but I'm happy to do one-on-ones or one-offs, like, and go over these if you have an application. I really want you to be thinking about listings. If you have a listing that kind of needs some work, and is not selling, this is a great way to, bring something to the table to your sellers, but then also buyers too, if they're looking at, fixing up properties. Okay. I wanted to say, guys, block off if you can June 26th. It's a Friday afternoon, like 1 to 3. We're going to work on doing our red, white, and blue party. It's an office party, and I have some information from shooters to rent out some bays and stuff. I'm just working out some fine details, but for now, if you can block off that time, yes, we appreciate you. 1 to 3. So drinks and eats and golf.
Yeah, we'll get flyers out for it and information going out to everybody.
Yeah. So
Save the date.
Save the date. Save the date. Okay, renovation loans. Okay, so the way that we figure out what your mortgage amount is on a renovation loan is you take the sales price, you add in the renovation cost, so then you have your all in, and then you take your down payment off of that to get your base loan amount. Okay, so there's different renovation loans that we're going to go over, but that's in a sense a very easy way to show you how we figure out what your mortgage amount's going to be. So a lot of people say, oh, I think I want to do this. So the first thing you want to do is get pre-approved. If you have a property available, you want to have an idea of what it's going to take to fix up the property. So we can figure out that mortgage amount and do some preliminary numbers. Even if they haven't met with a contractor yet, I still say, well, what do you think? You know what I mean? And then we fine tune it once they've met with a contractor. There's a 203K, FHA 203K. Who's heard of that kind of loan? Anybody? Yeah. Okay. So there's a standard and there's a limited. And pretty much what it comes down to is the standard is for really big jobs. It's for jobs that require anything that's structural. And a 203K consultant is required to be hired by the borrower. And they're usually about $1,200, $1,500. And it's based on how big the project is. The limited is for smaller projects under 75,000, which Roger, that's changed. It used to be like 30-some thousand, but it's under 75 now. And but it can't have any structural, so you can't be moving walls or anything that's considered structural. Then it's automatically switched over to the standard. Okay. Eligible properties for the 203K. Single-family residences, multi-units, condominiums. Like, so if you're doing a new kitchen in a condo, you can do that. Modular homes, you can do. We don't currently have the 203K for manufactured home. Manufactured home, mobile home, same thing. Same thing. Manufactured and mobile is the same thing. I think I messed. Okay. This is just a side-by-side comparison that shows you the difference between a standard 203K and a limited 203K. We can go over that at a different time. The standard, again, for larger projects, you have to use a 203K consultant, which adds costs to it. And then it talks about eligible repairs. For the 203K, you can't like put a pool in. They don't want luxury items. They don't want hot tubs. But things that are eligible, like if you're going to do a new garage or you're going to do an addition or you're going to do appliances or any energy efficient items, if you have somebody that's buying and they need a new furnace, we can do that with a limited 203K. So things like that. You can repair luxury items if they need to be repaired, but that's, a little sticky, but you can't do a new, roofs, gutters, flooring, anything like that. Okay. Ineligible, we already talked about that. Tennis courts, boat houses, things like that. Okay. Yeah. So how you can use a 203K, you can literally take the whole house down to the foundation and build up from the existing foundation. As long as you're using that existing foundation, you can use a 203K. You would think, oh, isn't that a new build? But you can still use this. I actually, about 15 years ago, did one that had major termite damage, and they found out that the house was like, it had to be ripped down, unfortunately. And it was a house that they owned. And we did a 203K. We took it down to the foundation and then they built up. It was fantastic. It worked lovely for them.
Do you know if there's, property tax benefits for that? Because we lived in California and they could do that, like people that were rebuilding, and if they just kept like a wall or something, then it was considered remodel or rebuild or something, not new construction.
Yeah.
It's a gentleman named Joe Nacita. This famous guy out of North Hills kept his home, giant home, in perpetual construction. Kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Like Hearst
So they
Hearst
could defer
Castle.
his taxes.
Hearst Castle did the same thing in California. They just kept adding on, so it was never considered finished.
This guy went to jail because the FBI happened to be on a commercial flight over the property, looked down and said, "What the hell is that?" And started investigating. That's all.
It's the largest residential home in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Gary?
So here, Aceto is the name.
No, that's the one.
That's in Swickley.
Yeah.
Still later.
Yeah, it's, yeah, Camp Horn. Anyways, we digress. Okay, so the consultants with 203K, you might think, well, how does somebody qualify for that? There's actually a list of consultants, and we have that list and we can help find one for the borrowers. The limited 203K, like I said, this says 35,000, it's 75,000 now in repairs. And you can do 2 draws on that. In general, they don't want, they want it to be done in like 3 months, but they'll go out to 6 months. And then again, eligible and ineligible. Okay, home style renovation. Whoops, sorry, guys. Home style is the conventional loans answer to a renovation loan. For this, you can do 2 to 4 family units. This is different in that if you have somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, and if the after improved value is lower, the 203K is better than the home style. But if you have somebody that has a nice down payment, they have high credit scores, the home style is going to be cheaper for them.
So primarily because you don't have about, again, an consultant, the biggest.
That and interest rate and mortgage insurance. Yeah, same as the,
Because that have to be your personal home? Your
Yeah.
primary residence?
yes, no, you can do second homes and you can do investment properties too. That's the other thing. On a 203K, it needs to be your primary residence. Good question.
More expensive.
Question, yeah, I like that. Yeah. What?
It'll just be more expensive.
Yeah, a little bit more expensive, but yeah, you can do second homes and investment properties on this one. Loan to value, first time home buyers, you can do 97 loan to value, which is good. And then obviously the loan, you have to put more down with more units. Eligible and ineligible repairs. Again, they really don't want it to go over 6 months. But if you're going to go over 75,000 over 9 months, this really isn't the right project for them. This just shows you a side-by-side comparison of the FHA 203K and the home style program, which again, I'm not going to go through everything because I've already probably lost many of you already. So we can do one-offs if you guys have a client. This I wanted to keep in here because we also do VA renovation loans, which is really cool. I took those slides out because it's a different beast altogether. But if you have a veteran that wants to do a renovation loan, we do them, which is really cool. And that's it. Was that fast enough? Yeah. So I'll share these slides with everybody. And thank you for your time. Yes.
I did one.
Yeah.
Ever do it again.
Tell me how you really feel.
This is really good positive feedback. Thank you.
Was buying it is actually a contractor.
Yeah.
So you thought that would be streamlined, that he's a contractor.
Yeah.
But every time he needed to have somebody go look at the house for a bid, I had to be there.
No, So I don't know how long ago that was.
Oh, 20 years.
Okay, so no,
Again.
they definitely have gotten better, and I will tell you, the GRA has done such a great job of putting paperwork together so that contractors just have to fill in the blanks. They've kind of made it like dummy proof for contractors, because let's face it, the good contractors are not necessarily great at paperwork, right? So they've done that. And then in order to get the draws, they send an appraiser out to make sure that the work is done and, and then put that out. So, yeah. And then also with the limiteds, they get the money ahead of time. So.
So with appraisals,
Mhm.
how do they look at a value? Like, do they look at a value versus?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So how we figure out the maximum mortgage amount, and Sandy asked with appraisals, how do they look at the value? So they'll determine an as-is value and use the plans and specs for the house and do an after improved value. And then we use both of those to determine the maximum mortgage amount. Any other questions?
I've actually done 3 of these myself, not with GRA, on investment properties that they do very more unconventional type things. Like one was on a 5-unit I did a flip doing this, and then I had one other that I kept as a investment property that I've done rehab loans on.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, they are really a great product. They're paper intensive, so you have to have a motivated buyer or motivated, seller. But they're great. So, and we have marketing ideas and flyers for sellers if you're.
The way to express Sandy's questions, it's the only loan that looks at future value, that can lend on future value.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're lending on value that's not there until the repairs and improvements are completed.
Yeah.
Think about this
Product.
closer to like the HGTV, Property Brothers type things like that. Like this is the kind of thing they're doing. They go in, look at a crappy house saying, hey, we could do this, this, and this, and cutesy it up. And then they come in like, this is something you could do and be kind of part of that, of the before and after type thing.
And if you're
with a loan like this.
that mind, like, oh, the after improved value is going to be 350, but if you put 75 in this, you already have 25 or 35 equity into it. So.
Do people still watch those shows at all? Like HGTV a lot? Like I didn't used to, but like I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for.
All right, so we're gonna start getting into data and where to find data. Market Quest. Who here uses Market Quest at all? A little bit, a couple people. So you can get some good data on there. I think I have it up here. You can get the #1 claims. That's Coldwell Banker. It could either be the brokerage or the office where we're #1. You could put in the zip code and different stuff like that if it's a listing, a buyer. So you could take those on your presentations and say, hey, we're #1 in this area. You have your market position of where we are compared to other different brokers in the market, kind of similar to #1, but it's not all #1. It'll show maybe we're lower or higher. It'll give the market trends of how the market's actually moving. You can do different areas and things like that with the MLS of are things selling faster? What's the list to sales price ratio, days on market, all those kind of stats you can change. And then you have your quick market snapshot that you have there. Another good one, Prospect Square. I know we've all had a lot of training on these, so I didn't really want to go in depth on these. I kind of wanted to go in depth on other things. Prospect Square, I like the newsletter. It's really not even worth using that they just don't send out. You can have 2,000 people in there, might send out 30. So yeah. Thankfully, we are going to get the new tech here coming soon everything's going to be better for that world. So, but
doing anything else totally.
yeah. But one good thing about Prospect Square, I would say, if you are going to do an area report on something there that gives you a lot more data, and you say you have a listing that is a $600,000 to $700,000 listing, the great thing about Prospect Square before you go on your meeting is you can go and you can set up the criteria of what you want them to look. I want you 600 to 700,000 in the last 6 months. How many houses these sold? What are the days on the market? What are the list to sales price ratio? Those are really good for showing you that kind of data to going into a listing appointment of knowing what the market is actually doing in that range. It's the best one for that. All right, where's my thing here and getting the rest of it. And then anybody here using RPR much? I know I am a big proponent of RPR. I highly recommend it. The seller templates, I see people getting business left or right doing that. I know I don't shut up about it because it works. But something you can do in RPR. I really like, a couple of you, I'm sure I've seen this, but it is just so simple to do. So if you go up to research, residential market trends, brings you here. You just put in whatever zip code you want or area, Pittsburgh. I'll just do our zip code here. And they'll give you just some data on it, what kind of market it is, months of inventory, things like this.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. So now all you do is right here, you go to create script, click on that. And you have all these different options in here that they created. It used to be one. Now they have like a market trends article you can make. I'm going to show you the social media card. You can make an entire PowerPoint for this and go into your meeting with it. They'll give you social videos, client emails, video scripts. But I like the social media card. So I can just say I want something friendly. You have all these different options of what the tone is going to be. And then who's your audience? So I can say buyers and sellers. I'll go to the social media card. Down, create the social media card. Just make sure all of your information is in there correctly. I would change this as my personal email. I'd change everything over. Your headshot and stuff, it's going to pull right from your profile. So if you have your RPR profile set up, it's going to pull right from there. I can select my background. So if I scroll up here, I have all these different backgrounds that I can select to put behind it. Okay. So let's just go with that one. And then it automatically just puts all that data on here. Now, even better, you can share with caption, where AI will analyze the data inside that zip code, and then it will give you captions that you can post along with this. It will just automatically do it for you. So this is the tone: friendly, buyers and sellers. And you can see there's 4 captions: navigating both buying and selling in Pittsburgh, PA 15237. Timing is everything. With just 1 month supply, properties move fast. Be ready to act quickly and secure your next dream home while you sell. And I could click 4 more captions. I could just choose any one of these that I want. I copy and paste which caption I want. So if I choose this one, I copy that caption, save and share, and then it will I can download what I made up there. I download this, I copy the caption, then I just go into Instagram, Facebook, wherever you share back and forth from, put upload the picture of it, paste in your caption, and then you got a social media post in 3 seconds just about of what the market is doing in your area. Very, very simple. Okay, so
Put it in your email and send it to specific clients.
yeah, you could do email. They have the email one in there. This is the social media one. So again, research, residential market trends, put in your zip code or your area, MLS area, whatever you want. I'll do this like how I post the
AI version.
yeah, and I could do a short of this as well and send it out. I'll just do that. Create script. And then here's where you have everything in here. Your tone, who you're talking to, downsizing sellers, luxury home, different things like that. So there's a lot you can do on here and a lot that you can build. So as you can see, I'm a big fan of RPR.
Could you show farming real quick or no right now?
Not with this, no. All right, so that's RPR. Let me get back to my slides here. All right. So this is something I showed real quick. Some of you were in here after the all-in meeting. I brought this up. This is a report that I can pull, managers can pull through our thing called MIS. And it does a 60 days analysis of what the market is doing. So here's the different list prices over here. This is how many listings sold in the first 30 days, how many listings sold 30 to 90 days, and then 90 plus. You have the percentage here, your list to sales price ratio, and then your average days on the market for those price ranges.
What area is this?
This is all of the MLS.
Oh,
So it's everything out there. So something I find really interesting, the things that are selling the fastest, which is wild out of everything, 1.5 to $2 million homes are sold the fastest in the first 30 days than anything else. But if you notice here, so some of these other ones are lower. You're 76 to 100, you're 101 to 150. A lot of times these are going to need a little bit work. There's a gap right here. Look at this, 751 to a million, and then 601 to 750. These things are actually selling pretty fast in a closer list to sales price ratio. The reason is, if you go look at actives in different areas, there's not a whole lot of inventory out there in this range. So when you're going on listing appointments and things like that, before you even go, look up what's active. Look what's sold, how fast things have sold before you go in that. Know what the competition is out there. It's going to better help your talk track when you're talking to your sellers of knowing what's actually on the market, who's your competitors right now, and how quick are those moving when you go to talk to them. It's going to help you a lot with your pricing strategy. If you
where did you get this, or?
only I can, yeah, the managers can pull this report
Okay.
out, but sorry, I had something else.
I'm sorry.
Lost it. That's okay. But I'll show you. So what I did is I popped this into AI.
Appointment, you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I lost it. But this is just some of the data that kind of pulls off from here that I use AI to just take away. So homes that go under contract within 30 days usually are selling higher list of sales price ratio. It's obvious, 97 to 103% list of sales price ratio. So again, telling sellers, once you get past that 90 days, that's the next one over. Homes sitting 90 plus days are selling as low as 63% to 92% of what the list price is. So they're gonna get way less on it. Going in knowing your talk tracks when you talk to sellers of pricing it correctly and not too high. The faster you are off the market, the closer you're going to get to what you're actually asking for. And once you get past those 90 days, this is just any market out there, or not any market out there. I shouldn't say that. Right now, things are flying off, multiple offers. If you get past the first 2 weeks and you don't have any offers, and your views are going to go way down, less people are walking through, you get to that 3 week mark, it's probably time to start talking about a price reduction. There's buyers out there. The buyers are rejecting your price. That's what they're saying. It's not the agent saying it's not worth it, or the seller thinks it's worth whatever. It's the buyers out there are rejecting your price. So if you can get them to price it as close as possible to what it should actually sell for, you're going to have a much easier, your list to sales price ratio is going to be better. They're going to be happier. The house is not going to be a museum. A couple of the key takeaways that I showed you already. Again, that 43 to 45% of the houses are selling the first 30 days, and that's 601 to $1 million mark. So if you have any of those just get into the luxury, those are going pretty quick, which is really nice. And then I'll send these slides to you, but a couple good talking points for sellers. The first 30 days are the most important. We all know this. I really think the first 2 weeks are the most important of getting a house sold and off the market for the most price. Overpricing doesn't give you room to negotiate. It gives buyers more reason to walk. And you don't want buyers saying, what's wrong with it? Why hasn't it sold? I don't even want to go look at it. And how low can I get it for? Okay, those are the two things you don't want buyers saying at all. And waiting really costs money and time. And again, the market is telling you what your house is worth, especially right now with a lot of buyers out there. But really, ideally, you want to negotiate from a place of leverage, which is in the first 2 weeks, and not at a place of a disadvantage, being on the market for a long time, one offer, much under ask. Like, you don't have very much advantage when you're doing it, like when you're listing a property like that. And snap that picture. Right. Again, I'll send these out to you as well. I did for Linda Miller. You guys can all do this. For me, if you're going on a listing appointment, and you know it's going to be competitive against another, even if it's not going to be competitive, and you want to know what our office or brokerage or what our list to sales price ratio is compared to the everybody else out there. I did one for her for Hampton, and the numbers were very good for us. So here's our Coldwell Banker. We in Hampton, we have 5.9% of the market share in Hampton. Our market share across the entire MLS is 16%. So in Hampton, we are crushing it. 16% is Coldwell Banker's market share, and we've gone up. We're the only big company that has gone up. We were at 11 6 years ago. Number one days on the market, and we have the highest list to sales price ratio, which is really important. And you see the days on the market over here. Coldwell Banker, 22 days on the market. Berkshire, 36. Howard Hanna, 58 days on the market.
That's something else only you can do.
So I could pull the reports and send them to you guys, and then we have a calculator, or I could show you guys how to make these. Like I made these in 2 seconds.
What do you think is the reason, other than our agents being so awesome, but
Nice cover.
side note,
Pricing is huge. But I think what I'm going to get into is listing concierge. Other companies don't have nearly as much marketing as what we have. Yeah. So here you can see our list. So if you sell a house or list a house at $400,000, us on average, we're going to get the buyer or the seller $392,000. Berkshire $384,000. Howard Hanna $372,000, and we have the data to prove this, to show it. So versus Berkshire, she would have made $8,000 more for the sellers. Compared to Howard Hanna, it's $20,000 more than what they're doing. It's a giant number. So if you can go with this data, if you're in a competitive listing and say, on average, we're going to make you this that much more compared to what the competitors do. And then here's the average days on market: 22 for us, 36 for Berkshire, 58 for Howard Hanna. So that's all the Coldwell Banker advantage of why I think we're selling places for a lot more, which we're going to get into. Listing concierge. It is by far, right now, until we get all this tech, it is by far our best product. I know most of you are using it. If you're not using it, I would start using it and use it as much as you can, which we're going to go over some of that stuff. I guess there's nothing there. All right, so going into listing concierge, we have these packets over by the kiosks, the computers in there. They're up on the wall right there. You'll see a couple brochures that you could take, or just templates if you want to take those in your listing appointments and stuff that are just a generic agent on the back. It's not one of the agents in the office. But this is more for you. These are so you guys can, I wouldn't take this with you on listing appointments. They have these flyers back there. This is for you to understand what the costs are. The launch package costs $169. The market value is $744. The market value, our office eats that cost. Okay. And then you get this stuff for cheaper. So if you go any other brokerage and you're going to do all this stuff separately, it's going to cost you about $744 to do all these things. The launch package is all digital stuff. There's no print material unless you a la carte it, which I do recommend. If it's in an area that you really want to hit hard, that you want to get more listings, send out your just listed postcards. Even better, send out the silver envelopes that you can do a la carte. The just sold postcards that go out. Like I know people, Linda Miller, I was talking to her, I know I'm bringing her up again. I think she got 2 listings because they're just sold postcards that went out. She got calls because of those. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. Reach package, it's $1,000 market value, cost the agent $399. I actually think it's a little bit less for that for us. Maybe it is $399. I thought it was less here. But anyways, with that, you get 14 more days on your boost, your just listed or your home spotter boost. Launch package is 7 days, reach is 14 days, and the Lux package is 21 days. That's an online billboard out there going to everybody who is actively looking at homes online or seeing your face out there. It is a no-brainer to be using these things. And there's a little bit of add-on price that you can do more. If you just want to do the launch package, the simple one, you can add on more time if you want your face out there on that kind of online billboard, if you will. It's 1,000 websites it's put on, different apps and stuff like that. I wasn't playing. It was a year and a half ago when I was, doing this and I had a listing, it was my wife's cousin's, mother-in-law, whatever, but we're at a party and she's playing Wordle on her phone. And she goes, I just saw your face come up. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, look at it. It's my listing. It came up on her phone. It was like,
Oh.
yeah, on an app. So people are seeing it, highly recommend it. And the Lux package, having your luxury listings and things like that, these are, you don't want to do these on all, but you can use the listing or the global luxury threshold tool. If you don't know how to find that, let me know for each zip code. But I would do the global luxury. All the listing concierge stuff will go out. It looks really nice, but you're just out there everywhere when you have these. You're in like the Wall Street Journal magazine on their website and things like that for 21 days. There's a lot of additions you can do, and you get the video marketing for this. Who here is doing video marketing on theirs?
I use this on every listing I get, no matter what price it is.
Yeah.
It's just so easy and it's so professional. And my girl that works with me now through this, I know her.
Yeah.
And so she'll send me an email and say, normally you do this. Do you want to still add that? Or like, it's so worth it.
That's awesome.
Is there a way to put it on the MLS,
Put what on the MLS?
the video, what
The virtual tour, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, I can't, it doesn't accept it, I don't know, if somebody can tell me.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Now, what a lot of people are saying, like this is back when things were flying off the market, and I hear a little bit of people saying it now too. Oh, it's gone into my first weekend. Why do I want to do this?
Not good.
That is for the house, marketing for the house. I want you guys to think about this. Like, yes, it is marketing for the house we're putting out there. This is your face, name, and number out there on everything that goes out. This is your brand that you're building for yourself to get out there to help generate leads for you and business for you. So I would maximize this if you can. And some of the optional things that you can add on there for different photography and things like that, and the price of it. You see the social media ones, the Home Spotter Boost, you get extra 7 days, it's $41. If you want extra 14 days, it's $65. That's pretty cheap for an online billboard. It's not bad at all. But the one I really like that I'm about to show you is $125. You all should be doing these on your listings, I hope. I did them when I had mine, but it's just a video. They're already at the house. Pay $125. Be in the video if you want to. If you don't want to be in the video, don't be in it. But it's a nice video of the house. It makes you look very good and professional. I have one of Naomi's, the last one she just did down here in Peebles. I saw it was a really good video.
If you've been waiting for a home that feels brand new, lives effortlessly,
This is $125
and
for
offers
this.
room to grow on every level, 9330 Peoples Road has arrived.
They all kind of do something different. Like Peter Theis, you could be more in a video, and he kind of does like the fun stuff of coming in and stuff like that. If you don't want to do that, I think Exposure does like, to me, they're probably the best ones that do it. It's like much more professional style like this. But again, for $125 and you're putting this out, and all your friends and family and past clients and whoever that is following you on Facebook and Instagram get to see how you get properties. Like I put one up in Shaler. I mean, it's a nice house inside, but it was an almost $300,000 house. And I got a call from Facebook from someone that I hardly ever talked to after putting that up there, and worked with them as a client. So it's just like, it helps get your name out there and it makes you look very professional. Yeah, it is really nice. And then lastly, if you don't know where to get it, Moxie Present, go in there, do the 12-minute seller presentation, has all the marketing on Listing Concierge and inside it, so you know where to talk about it. Also on the Listing Concierge tab, you'll see a help center here. You can go in there and you can see a lot of different information on there and PDFs and stuff if you need stuff. But probably the best place you go if you're looking to do more on this, go to Next Available and do a Listing Concierge and just have them teach it all to you. And you can ask all the questions personalized for you. Don't forget about Next Available. Next Available is awesome. Like it's one. I think it's one of the better things that we've actually done here. All right. Well, we are going to move on to our speaker now. I think he's outside, Russ. All right. Yep.
I fell asleep.
What's going on? Are you on the Teams
On
meeting?
the Wi-Fi. That's what you're in this one.
I was seeing if you're on the Teams meeting.
Oh, I'm not.
You're going to say, let me forward that to you so you can share your screen here.
Coming over to my email.
Yeah. I think I have your email in here.
Ross at ISP.
Where are you at in here? I know I sent it to you. Here, I'm just going to have you type it in so you get it right.
Oh, type it in.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oops. Oh,
Bear with us here for a second. I'm going to unshare my screen. Yeah, have your microphone.
okay.
And then, are you going to have you're going to have sound in any of this that you show?
No,
Okay.
no. So let's see. Share
Yep.
screen. Boom. Okay.
Here,
Oh.
you want to pop that up here?
Need that last thing.
Wherever you want
It's very good. Good.
it. Yep, we can see online.
You can see online?
Yep. It should pop up here.
To mirror or extend. Hold on. It says it's monitoring.
I think it's in your settings, maybe, right? But you have an Apple, don't you?
I do.
Do you know how to like go to your mirror, your
Yeah, this
options
is it.
on your?
Yeah, this is it. What if I sent this to your computer?
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
It's not showing. It's showing up, but it's not showing up.
Displays.
If I sent you this PDF, would you be able to pull it up?
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
that.
Let's just do that.
All right.
Coffee break.
No worries. Bear with us here for a hot second.
Technical problems.
Hey Dana, it's Christina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, coming your way, Dane.
Okay.
Can
Weird.
anyone hear me?
Sure, plugging it in again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really odd. I mean, well, they need to be able to see it, right?
Yeah.
Let me try this one more time. Let's try on monitoring. Choose content. Extended display. Expand display. There it is.
There we go. Okay.
All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Almost. There we go. Okay, we made it. Now I just need this plugged in. And we're good to go. All right, sorry for the delay, everybody. Figures the AI guy would have technical problems.
You needed AI to help you.
Now I need this to work. I'm gonna have to do this by hand. All right. Well, looks like we're doing by hand. All right, so I heard you guys talking about it a little bit when I got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this up so they could see too on there for the people online.
Oh, see me? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Oh, look at like a production manager. All right. So I'm Russell Sosima. Thanks for having me, guys. So everyone thinks AI is coming for their job. We've been all hearing about it. ChatGPT just sold a house in Florida. I think Redfin was talking about bringing ChatGPT in to start helping agents out. The fact is, it is coming for your job. What's up, Raj? The fact is, you have the ability to voluntarily give it your chores or your tasks now, or it's going to take your job, and that's a fact. I'm going to teach you how to get on and ride it. And the way I look at AI is it's kind of like the movie Avatar, where you have these killing pterodactyl dragon things that will kill you or wipe out your race, unless you jump on, plug into it, and train it and make it your killing dragon. And anyone that's using AI, and I know you are, Dave, you start to realize that really quick. Put this away, because that's not going to work. So we've had times in history when this has happened. We had horses, and then we had gas engines, and we saw what happened then. Electricity gave us the ability to work 24/7. The internet, we all remember that. My dad's a good example of someone that doesn't believe new technology is going to come on board. He started Guardian Protection Services. He told me the internet wasn't going to catch on. And then about 6 months later, he had to pay for his website from one of his employees for about 200 grand because he wanted to stay where he was at. And now we have AI. So stuff's happened and people are able to scale without limits. We had disruptors that came through Airbnb. We know what happened to Marriott and that afterwards. You have Ubers. People are turning their cars into taxis. Netflix and Amazon. They all completely shifted how we do things. And AI is there for real estate. So we're going to put a pin in AI for a second. We're going to get to psychology. So I've been in rooms now for about a year talking to real estate agents. And when I ask people, did you ever have a listing that you were certain you were going to get, and at the last second, somebody's kid got it, someone closer to that person, and everybody kinds of nods. The reason that happens is because when the brain says, I want to sell a house, it immediately goes to who do I trust the most? So trust is the big reason. And when they surveyed consumers, they found out that 88% said trust is the number one thing that they need before they do business with somebody. Okay, so that's 9 out of 10. So if you're a salesperson, you're focusing on what do I need to do, and you're thinking about marketing and sales and business development, trust is the one thing you need to focus on because that's what matters to the customer the most. So a little bit about my background. I was the son of a magician, or grandson of a magician, the oldest grandson. I was a kid that was putting the magic tricks. I was cut in half. I was disappeared. I was all those things really young. And what happens is when you're taught that you're about to get cut in half, when you're 5, it goes over your head, but you hear that there's do this, then do this, then do this, and then the big unveil. And when that happens for the first time and you hear the crowd go, you realize, oh my God, perception's reality, really. Okay, I just created, the fact that I cut in half, people think that happened. So my father was a white collar magician. He started Guardian Protection. And back in the 80s, how he got all of his leads is we would go to the Home and Garden Show, Pittsburgh Home and Garden Show every year. And I was his assistant in his white collar magic trick. And we had a corner booth, okay, where you had that people could walk here, people could walk here. We had a corner booth. And every year I would sit next to him. And when he would see a child coming by with a family, so a family with a kid, he would give me a wink and a nod. And I knew that when they were within eye shot, I would spill candy out into the aisle and stop them long enough to really give my dad 30 seconds to have a conversation with the parents and end up saying, I'd hate to lose your kid in a house fire. And brutal to hear, but it put it in perspective really quick. And that 30 seconds meant a lot to us if I could buy the time. Well, there wasn't many kids at the Home and Garden show, so I would sit there and twiddle my thumbs often. And there was a guy that would get the corner booth across from us every year. So we had our aisle and then he was across from it. And I would watch him in awe. And this guy would sell two of everything to every person that watched his presentation. The first year in 1985 or 1984, it was the Vegematic that cut veggies really fast. The next year was the Salsa-matic that made veggies into salsa really fast. Well, this third year was called the Wash-O-matic, and it was just some, mop that we see nowadays all over the place. But back then it had a squeegee. You could kind of, you didn't have to bend over to use it. And this guy was sitting there in khaki pants and a blue shirt, and he would call people up every 20 minutes, and he would start this mop presentation this year. And what's wild as a kid is I'm watching him do his thing, and everybody that watched his presentation bought two of them, like not one, not three, two, every single time. And so the first year I saw this with the Vegematic, and I didn't put two and two together. And then the second year I saw with the Salsa-matic, two to everyone, didn't say anything. And then the third year it was this Wash-O-matic, two to everybody. So I'm wondering what this guy's doing. And here a couple walks past me, and the wife has two mops in her hand, and the husband has two mops in his hand. And she looks at him and says, it really sucks that you can only buy two of them. And I was standing right here, and I got to hear that. And I realized that he was getting them to pick the card he wanted. Okay. That's as far as I could go in my 7-year-old brain. And I walked up to the guy and I said, Mr. Mays, I'd love to know how to do what you do, but someday better. And he said, all right, kid, I'll tell you what, I want you to stand next to me, and you're going to see when I call everybody up, first I'm going to pick off the wives, and then the husbands are going to get mad, and I'll take care of them. And then the kids are going to come in, and I'm going to get them out of the office, and then I'm going to hit them with an offer they can't refuse, and they're going to buy two of them. And that went over my head, just like Pappy telling me a magic trick, how it was going to work. But here, this guy called me up on stage, and he sat me right next to him. And he said, come on. He's got like 15, 20 people all watching. He says, hey, women, have you ever spilled marinara on your precious tile grout floor? And you saw the women kind of shake their head like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. He threw marinara down on this grout, grinds it in, and he pulls his mop out, pulls it right up. The kids are like amazed with it. He says, watch this, you guys. And he's right at that moment, you saw the husbands kind of like put their body language up, like, I'm not buying anything else. Like you saw it clear as day. And he said, all right, guys, I'll tell you what, you all have motor oil that you spilled on the garage floor. Tell you what, if you buy it today, I'll throw in this powder. And he puts this powder down, he grinds it into the oil, grabs a Dyson with marbles, picks it up, and the marbles are going, the dust is everywhere. The kids are like, oh my God. He throws the Dyson to the kids. He says, have fun with it. The kids walked out of his office, and that's when he hit the parents with, look, you all have a mother or a father that can't bend over because they're older. You got a Christmas present for them coming up. It's summertime right now. I'll tell you what, you get this mop for your wives today. I'm going to throw in a second one for your mom, so you already got your Christmas present taken care of. And it says, I only got two for everybody. That's the limit. And boom, everybody bought two of them. So he walks around the back of this booth with me, counting his money. He says, come here, Rusty, check this out. We run around back. 2,000 mops. Okay. So this guy managed to systematically get every single person watching him to buy two of whatever he was talking about every time. So from there, I went to psychology school and trained rats in a Skinner box with the goal to learn what's going on with these street magicians before me, and what did they know, what were they doing that worked. And I learned how to do that in a lab, and based on all the research that they've done out there. I'm watching TV 25 years later, and I'm seeing OxyClean commercial, and I see Mr. Mays, the guy that taught me at that age. And sure enough, that was Billy Mays. And when I was a kid, starting in 1987, people would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would say, Billy Mays. And people would say, who's that? And I said, the only salesman better than my dad. And that's a true story. And that's us on the Discovery Channel filming the Zorbies commercial. But the point is it's all a replicable system. And these guys taught, I saw it through magic, and I saw it through rats in a Skinner box. Here's what it comes down to, okay? We all know basic physics. To boil water, it's got to be 212 degrees. unless you take pressure and altitude, but we're not going to get into that. So water boils at 212. Psychologically, okay, the simmering point for trust is at 7 points. So when people see you 7 times, they start to become familiar with you and they start to trust you. And if you remember back from the beginning, that's the goal, is to obtain trust. When you get someone to see you 18 times, they think of you in a time of need automatically. Rats in a cinder box. I talked about that. Okay, so here's the deal. You can get exposure to people online, but the problem is people aren't online. Why? It's difficult. They don't know what to say. Social media is scary. Well, the reality is people are on their phone 24/7. They wake up in the morning, they look at their phone because it's their alarm. They go to the bathroom, they sit on the toilet, they look at their phone. They stop at a red light, they look at their phone. So where billboards used to be something that you saw at a red light, now people are looking at their phone. Okay, but the problem is, as agents, you guys have too many things going on. You got too many hats. You're trying to do closings and listings and network and all these other things you got to do. Social media is a job on itself. But I'm going to tell you what happens when you do this stuff for an entire year. So I got up every single day and I had a team that I'd work with that knew my industry. And they were to write a text only post first thing in the morning. Okay. So think about mirror exposure effect, psychology and magic and all this stuff that I think about. I said, guys, I need a text post in the morning because I need the people that wake up and are drinking their coffee to know that Russ or Sosimo does this. That's it. Doesn't have to be spectacular. It doesn't have to be detailed. It just has to be a text post that they relate Russ or Sosimo to whatever I'm doing for work. Then throughout the day, I want a product post. I was doing the supplements at the time. You guys are doing homes, okay? So product post. And then we would do some sort of video at some point. And back then, we didn't do them that often. Nowadays, people do them often. But I would send out a video. Behind the scenes, here's what I'm doing. Something small, okay? And I will tell you in 1 year exactly what happens. Within the first 3 months that you posted videos all the time, your network's going to know what you do. We all think our network knows what we do. The reality is they do not. They got other stuff in their world going on. Pinging, panging, picking up kids, doing this. They're not paying attention. But when you stay consistent in front of them, they tend to remember this stuff. So in the first 3 months, you start to realize that your network that you thought knew did what you did, that you thought they knew what you did, they do not know what you do. And you'll start to see all of a sudden you start to get questions. Hey, I saw that house you had for sale. Hey, I got a question about mortgages. Hey, do you know anything about X? And that's when you start to see, wow, this stuff works. Within 6 months, all your competitors know what you're doing because they're irritated, jealous, because they didn't do it, because TV is, the social media is the new TV. And then in month 9, Charlie Batch called my phone, which was weird. And you'll hear me talking about putting this stuff out and talking about what your niche is. Well, Charlie called me, the phone rang. I recognized his voice. He said, hey, Russ, this is Charlie Batch. And I said, what do you call me for? And he says, you're the top expert in your industry. I've searched behind every door and you are everywhere. And I chuckled to myself. And the reality is because we were out doing social media posts. Okay. And at the time I was scared of social media and I had to have someone else do it for me. But Charlie Batch saw me as the guy. And within a year I was talking all over the world. I took this same exact system when I was this science guy and I said, I want to be a rock star because that's much cooler than a lab coat. And I don't even play an instrument. But what I did was I hired Stage AE to come to my house because I wanted to play at Stage 8 years later. You weren't there, were you?
No, but don't say you're not a musician. You can't sing something.
I can sing, but I didn't know at the time. Point is, I hired Stage AE to come to my house. I hired the lighting guy, the stage, the sound guy, and then I filmed it. And then I took that film that I was in control of that 2-minute period that people see, and I handed it to Jurgles. And they literally said, well, how come we haven't known about you? How come we never heard about you? We played Jurgles the second live show ever. And I think Stage AE was the 6th we ever played. And it was because I literally built what they needed to see and then showed it to them. And then when I got the Jurgles, I filmed that and showed that to Stage AE. So within 6 live events playing Stage AE all over the place, written as a music guy. And I didn't do anything. I didn't play an instrument back then. I could sing, but just karaoke.
We come a long way.
Thanks, man. So what happened was we developed this for real estate. You guys might know Seppi. Seppi was my girlfriend. And she said, I need one of these for real estate. So what we did is we put this all together to do it for real estate, and we're leveraging some psychology here, which I want to get into. So we talked about mere exposure effect. You got to get to 7. 2, social proof. Okay. The reason that Jurgles had no problem putting us on stage and Stage AE had no problem putting us on stage is because the social proof that I showed them that I could sing on a stage and all these people show up did all the math for them. I didn't have to go sing at 600 bars to get up to Jurgles like everybody else. Reciprocity, when you go out there and you give little tips and tricks and things that can help somebody, they see that as something they feel that they need to repay back in kind. So when you go out and you give tips and you start that conversation, you'd be surprised how far that can go. Next, you need to be at the top of people's mind. So if you're not there saying what you do all the time, they are not going to remember you when it comes time to it. And then when you're perceived as an authority, people will buy into almost anything you say. And I'm not saying that in a manipulative way. I'm saying they will buy into things quick. For instance, if someone's wearing a white coat and they tell you something's wrong with you, you buy into the fact that maybe something's wrong with you because we are trained to believe the doctor is the authority no matter what. So when you go online and you start doing this stuff all the time with tips and tricks and hints, people will turn around and start to recognize you as that authority. And that's when good stuff happens. So what is the day in the life of a Marabot agent? I'm going to show you guys a demo here in a second. Get up in the morning, shoot out a text post. Are people going to engage with your text post? No, they don't. Just like you don't engage with a billboard. But what it does is it reminds people every single morning, this is what you do. It's connecting the dots for them. Then we make sure all your listings are in there. We send them out automatically. And I'm going to show you all this stuff and how it works. And we also do your Google business updates automatically. Where this is good for you guys is they just started allowing Google to be tied to a real estate agent so that when someone says, I need a real estate agent near me, you pop up. Well, when you feed Google pictures and images and updates, Google sees you as more relevant than an agent that's not doing that. Because the way Google works is A, you need to have a physical location, which you guys were finally allowed to do. And B, you need to have activity because Google's trying to compete with the social media networks because Google's finding out that people are never making it to Google anymore because they're finding what they want on social media. Okay. So to compete with that, they've now put Google My Business up and say, update that. Now Google knows you're there. They'll send more people there and it's all part of the algorithm. If you guys didn't notice it, door knocking is dead. Mailers are going to die with the boomers. I don't know if you're noticing that. But when you put the statistics together, all the old ways of marketing are slowly dying, just like horses when it came to gas power. The UGC is taking over. That stands for user generated content. People are going to see more value in you doing a 30-second video in your car wearing your pajamas than they are if you filmed a professional commercial these days. So when you look at the opportunity to jump on AI, where you either get wiped out or you find a way to use it, this is one of those things, okay, where you look at things you should be doing that take a lot of time and you find a way to have AI jump in and automate it. So I want to show you guys a demo here real quick. And I have unless anyone has an MLS off the top of their head, I think I have one here. Okay, so I'm at marabot.ai. Make this big.
You're supposed to see it.
Oh, you can't see it? Oh, yep. I'm glad you said that. Hold on.
Well, I can see it on here. I can see it.
Huh, interesting. So they won't be able to see that other screen, huh?
Can you switch the option to extend or duplicate?
Let me try that. Yeah.
Duplicate screen.
Yeah. I think I can. There's always some, huh?
He's our guru.
It's every time. Oh no, I might have just turned this around. That's odd. I got too many things up here now.
Yeah, you're not kidding, huh?
Bear with me. I don't know. That's odd that I can't get that over there. Oh, here we go. Okay. that working?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm in the Marabot interface, and I want you guys to know we tied this in with MLS, and it's got all the IDX integrations and stuff. So basically, what we're able to do is take a MLS number, plug it right in there to the MLS, and what it's doing is it's scraping MLS and pulling all the information. See it there, real quick, swiftly. It thinks I'm the agent, but it realizes that there's another agent, which is Liz Fecco. I'll go ahead and prove her. All right, so what's happening now is it is downloading all the images and it is gathering all the content that it can. So there's about 50 different images that it's processing. And to give you guys an idea, we've all used ChatGPT before. You can tell it to make a post. What this is actually doing is taking all these images and analyzing everything in them. To give you an example, it might be talking about a post in a hallway in an old Pittsburgh home where there's a stained glass window. And in the image, you could see the light going through the window and hitting, bless you, hitting the wall. Okay. And it actually will comment on the light splashes against the wall. I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so I downloaded everything. I'm going to go ahead and create campaign. We'll put it on all these different platforms. Okay, pick when it's going to start. We'll say tomorrow. I have some options here. Auto approve. Make sure that the front properties in all the houses. Stuff that basically gives you the opportunity to set up a little bit of what you want that campaign to look like. Hit next. We're going to do Facebook every day. We're going to do Instagram a couple days this week. So for Facebook, that's a good question. Facebook and Instagram, yes, they require it. They require it goes through business. Everything else, you're good to go on personal. So right now, I just clicked those profiles you saw. It is generating 46 posts for the next 2 weeks. And the way this works is it always builds 2 weeks ahead of time. Okay, you have the ability to go in and edit, take a look at anything you want, add images, whatever it is. This is going to be done in about 1 second here, and I'll show you what it created.
That's 46 posts just for Facebook and Instagram.
So I'll show you right here. So everything that we picked, let's see here. So X post. Discover the charm of Swigley with this stunning 19th estate nestled on 2.25 acres. This 7-bedroom beauty offers a perfect blend of historic allure and modern comfort. At 1.9, blah, 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 blah. So this is a Twitter post that's specifically threaded. So to give you an idea, it pulled the images. It's got a front picture there, and it's doing a general discussion about the house. So that's for X. Now, if I go to, let's say, LinkedIn, we're doing a feature on the kitchen. What it did was it pulled all the kitchen-only images, and it's discussing only the kitchen. So this gives you the ability to stay unique all the time, no matter what, even if you do the same post, or I should say the same platform. So this shows you a 2-week process from what we just did. So that's done. And not only that, now that's on forever until that house sells. And what's nice is that because we're tied into the MLS, you don't ever have to worry about it. So when you list the house, you put the MLS in there. This is going to go until that house is sold. If you put an open house into the MLS, we're going to pick that up. The AI is going to pick it up, and it's going to start putting a call to action on all the posts moving forward, leading up to that day. I think it's 7 to 9 days beforehand is when we pick that up. So as long as you're putting in MLS, we'll pick it up and we'll get it going. Interesting thing happened yesterday. There's a lady using this down in KW Bethel Park. Her name's Elaine Scheidler LeBen. She called me yesterday. We call her Happy Menace because she pushes the software to its limits. But she called me yesterday to tell me that she had 30 couples show up at her open house this weekend. She usually gets 2 or 3 people. When she opened the door, there was 9 people waiting and a total of 60 people throughout the day to that, when she usually gets 2. So the only thing she did different is bought this software. Okay, so it's things that you should be doing that you might forget, or like you might just start doing that the open house advertising a couple of days beforehand. This does it automatically. Okay, and each one of these are going to be unique, even down to showcasing the porch, showcasing the master bathroom, the office study. So it's not just general stuff, it's actually refining it. And how do, if she gets, and you want to tell everybody like social proof wise, right? Great question. All right. Up here, you're going to see an add post button. This is my favorite part. So when I was in, we launched this beta last year, okay, actually just a cold one. And I came back and asked people, what else do we need to do? What else could we do? And we realized that very swiftly video was taking over. So what we did is we trained a bot here to be your PR agent. So I've hired PR firms my whole life. I've spent probably hundreds of thousands of dollars on them. And I will tell you, they're very valuable in the fact that they come learn about you and your business. They learn about what you want to achieve with your target audience, and they know how to pose a question so that when they hand the microphone to you, you just answer naturally. And then they take that and they go write it so that it works for all these platforms or whatever. Well, what we did is made it so it's brainless stupid. Let's have a conversation. I'm at the Coldwell Banker North Hills office, and I have about 15 agents here, and we would love to grab some content.
Let's get some content. Where are you right now and what do you have access to? I can help you take it from there.
Yeah, I got the about 15 agents, and we just got done with the sales meeting at the Coldwell Banker office.
Perfect. Let's lean into that energy. How about a quick market insights clip with a few agents? I'd start with one strong hook, something like here's what's happening in our local market this week. Keep it under 30 seconds and let 2 or 3 agents share one key stat or trend. I'd say film in a well-lit area of the office. Want to give that a try?
Actually, Ingomar is right down the street here, and that's got some nice, some old world design to the houses. Could we talk about something like that?
Absolutely. Let's pivot to a thought leader style piece about local architecture. Start with something like Ingomar's charm lies in its old world design. Then highlight one architectural feature that people love, maybe those historical.
Okay, what if I don't know where to hold the camera? Can you tell me that?
Sure. If you're going for that confident thought leader vibe, hold the camera at about eye level. A stable spot like a desk or a tripod will make it feel more polished. Position yourself with some natural light, maybe near a window, so your face is well lit.
So anything I would say back to this, okay, it would then give me the hook and the way that social media needs to see it so that it has what's called search engine optimization or answer engine optimization. From there, I could say, give me the social post, and it will literally write the social post out at that point. I take whatever it writes, paste into here, and upload the video. Okay, this is the key, is the 30-second video that goes along with that, because Mara can't film you, and we still need humans. And that's the beauty of AI, is the thing that are going to get, the things that's going to get really valuable marketing wise is actual authentic human 30-second videos. So what this does is that takes an interview to a text post, you film the video, you hit post, and within 12 seconds, you have it across all 6 platforms. 8 in about 2 weeks, because we're adding YouTube and TikTok. Yeah. So great question. The captions are coming in probably a few weeks. The edit, not yet. Yes, possible. It's doable. We're working on a beta version. I actually have one in my pocket that works like that. But the thing that we're realizing is when people do the 30-second videos, it's one shot. It's not like you're sitting here and doing a podcast and we got to cut and remove ums. It's, hey, check out this house in Ingomar, blah, 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 or whatever. And if you don't like it, you just record a second one. And you know, you're going to have your best last cut, and that's when you do it. And that's the thing. And that's why we really pushed it, because Dave, you remember when we came out with the first version, we didn't have video integrated. And the reality is no one cares about marketing anymore unless it's a video. They really don't. And where this is beautiful is that the algorithm on the social platforms wants you to put up video. And what they're doing is if you give it video, it's sitting that at the top of people's feeds longer than any other type of post. To the point that I could probably pull up LinkedIn right now and I'll bet you $1 million, either Elaine Schadler-Lebent or Aubrey Stacknick, I think from Piat's going to be at the top of my feed for sure. And they don't even have any likes on it. It's because LinkedIn's making sure the video stays up there, because LinkedIn feels like they're missing out on news because Facebook and X and all those guys are killing it. So LinkedIn's really pushing the videos. So does that answer your question? Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. And then we can go in and do expert posts, and I could show you guys a couple more demos. But once this is set up, the only thing you have to feed is video. Otherwise, the rest of it's gone. So you wake up, you got posts going out. Midday, you got your listings going out. And then if you can put a video out at night That's when to do it because that's the new TV. And let me see if I can go back to my presentation here without any problems.
So you have to have a Facebook business account.
Facebook business account, okay, and Instagram and Facebook are the only two. So with LinkedIn personal, X personal, YouTube personal. So we got them all. I think we have 8 platforms now. You set it up and then you're good. All you got to do is add video. Basically replacing a social media manager and really a PR firm. $249 a month, get you set up, get you the platform 24/7, 365. And we got one thing for you guys today. Founders rate. $99 a month for the first 3 months. If you're interested, that covers installation, account setup, first 3 months for $297, and then it's $249 after that. And we did that because if you're using video, I know for a fact you're going to end up finding in 3 months that is just going to be a fixed cost in your life moving forward.
Have to have listings to take advantage of the.
Good question. If you don't have listings, you should be pushing out more videos. So the answer is if you don't have listings, this is the best possible sales tool. And I've sat in rooms with the sales managers and I said, well, what if the agents bought their way out of door knocking? Because a lot of the managers are still telling them door knocking and canvas and doing all this. Because the reality is you sell to your network. I don't think anyone just like when you sell or list, it comes from somebody in your sphere of influence, pretty much, I would assume every time, right? So the fact is you just want to keep pinging that network. Hey, I don't have a house. Here's what I do for a living. Hey, I got houses. Here's what they look like. So yes, videos. And you'd be surprised in 3 months, even with no houses, how much attention you will get if you're pumping out videos.
You cannot stop it if you don't have any listings. You
Just keep going. Yeah. I mean, you need a business develop, right? This is the new door knocking. And when you look at statistics, and I'm looking to update this slide, but I just haven't got around like the deck. Door knocking's response rates are like this big. Okay. 30-second videos response rates are like this big, right? And when we go back to that mere exposure effect where it's just, you just got to get in front of them. Till one day people are like, wait, isn't she the relocation home expert? And it's because you've been saying it. So my tip to you and really everybody in this room, and I didn't mention it here just for time, niche, 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 niche. If you don't have a niche, find a niche. Because that's what resonates with people. And when Charlie Batch called my phone, the interesting thing that he said was, you're the #1 expert in this particular niche. And it's because that's what I pointed out to the world. Just like a magician. Hey, look at my trick. Look at my card. Look at my card. Always telling them, to the point that people are like, hey, you're the AI guy, or you're the cannabis guy, or you're the whatever I'm doing that year or those couple years guy. And it's because I'm hitting that video up.
Speaking of that, our next agent interview I'm going to have is going to be Sandy Smith, who does like brides with the permission is brides and all that kind of stuff. She's going to talk about like finding your niche and how to really, create that in real estate.
It's a major differentiator. Like, and it's, I joke and I say, does anybody in here know anybody know a realtor? Right? Everybody. But if you say like, do you know a certified relocation expert, or do you know someone that's a yada, 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 that tends to resonate a little bit more, right? And people remember that. So yeah, so that's the deal. So if you guys are interested in it, and then lastly, Dane, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
One is use other people's listings with their permission.
Great question. So yes, and you nailed it, with their permission. And that's why we built that thing in where, I don't know if you guys caught it, but it assumes I'm the rep because it's my account. But when I pulled that MLS up, it caught that it's someone else's listing. So what I did is they had the option to click, yes, I'm marketing this for somebody else. And what happens is it leaves that person's information in as their listing, but you would become the call to action because it's coming through your social media account. If that makes sense.
Would somebody from the company come and help you set up everything to get going?
Yes, sir. And that's actually my next slide here here's what I found. When I come and act like a coach and I say, hey, just like the PR firms did with me, they put me on camera. They told me this is what you need to do. They would have me screw up and they would then show me the recording of all these things I hated about myself. But guess what that did? It made me watch game film, and it made me keep practicing and looking in the mirror to the point that I became a really, really good, presenter and a guy on video. So the fact is if you could manage to pull 10 people in this office, because you get a lot that are willing to do this, and at $99, I don't see why anybody wouldn't. I will come here and I will physically train you guys. And not only that, I'll set you up for success by doing interviews. There's nothing better than when someone sees someone else interviewing you, because then they wonder, oh, someone must care about what they're saying. And it's these little magic tricks that you can do to stack the deck. But yeah, and what I would suggest at that point is know your niche, kind of have an idea of how you want your personality to be portrayed online, and own it. Because that's what people care about. They care about emotion and stuff like that. And, I used to go out all stuffy and think that people like me, like, nah, man, they like me when my hair's crazy, when I'm talking about crazy things, and I'm just, just being the Russell Sauceman that I like to be. That's what's going to resonate with people. And that's the new way of marketing now. It's a totally different world.
We said, obviously, videos are the way to go.
Yep.
As humans, a lot of times we don't like ourselves. And so are there ways to do, I see the value in you being in the video, right? Because they want to see your face and everything, and they want to know you and your personality. Are there other types of videos that we can do in its place, or every other, or something along those lines?
If you guys, if you can get 10 people and it's worth my time, I would love to film fun stuff with The Office, like an Office episode, if you've ever seen The Office with the filming. Okay. I've done this at my other companies, and it's fun. Okay. And it gets everyone involved, and it makes them realize, like, oh my God, content's fun to do. Because really the whole magic trick, I guess, is you want to keep people's attention 3 seconds at a time. And that's the world we're in these days, 3 seconds at a time, right? So when you know that now and you go back and watch other stuff, you're going to see that it changes the stuff that's engaging changes every 3 seconds. So it's little things that you then learn, but also just like I didn't get into the Baader-Meinhof effect, but when someone tells you to look at something, your selective attention focuses on that. Now that I did this in front of this room, and you are thinking about going on video, you're going to start paying attention to the people you see online, and you're going to start to see what you like about what they do. And usually what happens is you start to copy somebody, and that's how this all starts. David Bowie said it, like, good artists steal, they copy, right? And you're in the point where, now you're creating content. It's a good time to start looking at copying.
Yeah. How long on average, let's say you have a listing, does it take to set everything up so you push the go button?
Did you see it? 2 minutes. So like the actual setup takes about an hour. It's called setup and training the first time. So let's say you say, I'm in, you pay the $99. You're going to get on a phone call with me or somebody else, and we're going to literally log into your computer with you and go through and set up all your socials. Once they're logged in, then the AI's got what it needs. Every once in a while they change their roles, and we'll call you and say, hey, Instagram updated the roles. You got to read it, but it all takes seconds. And you never have to set it up again. It's when you get a new listing, you got to put that in. And then from there, it's on its own. Contract.
Are you on TikTok as well?
It's funny you say that. I just got on TikTok.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed away from, because I don't love China in my business, but now I realize you just got to do it. Yeah. Like literally last week.
The data's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's already happened. They already know I was thinking about not getting on TikTok. What's up?
Instagram and LinkedIn, but
Well, the way I'd see it is like this. Imagine this. If you bought that billboard on the corner here, would you just want it to face one corner of the four-way? The fact is they're on there, and every demographic's on a different one, right? Like, and even different times of day. Like I look at my father, who's now like, baby boomer, old school, like retired. Like, first thing in the morning, he's on YouTube watching, I don't know, like old baseball videos and stuff. And then like midway through the day, he's on X. And so like to see my dad on X and YouTube is like crazy to think, right? But my mom's on Facebook and Instagram. My sister's on LinkedIn because she's in business. So like they're there, right? It's like fishing, like, oh, the trout are there and then the bass, so do them all. And if this thing's doing it for you, just turn them on. And you don't even have to look at it. Like we have a lot of people that never used X, but they turn this on and they still never use X. But now when someone goes and searches them, their X profiles controlling their basically you're on reputation management for yourself, right?
do other stuff outside of this, like.
Like in other words, you go film, like if you get a conversation with that thing and it told us to go talk in Ingomar or in the car or whatever, you basically have 3 or 4 clicks before that's off on all the profiles that you're set up. No, I'm not. I mean, as far as like, no, business stuff, no. That's where you go to get like ultra conservative stuff that they wipe off the internet. Yeah. Are you on there? Yeah, really? What videos are you doing? You do?
The ones that I do for real estate.
Is that why you're asking me what I'm on? We should be friends and I should watch your profile, you watch mine.
The 3 times promotion. We'll sign up at any time,
Can you what?
sign up at any time.
Well, there's 50 spots from the day I started saying that a few weeks ago. So there's probably not for this room.
If you're behind the curtain thing,
Yeah.
you got about 2,000.
Yeah, you got 2,000 squeegees behind.
We got, oh yeah, I have like, actually, 3 left actually. So the reality is it going to be available all the time? Probably not. Like, I'm pushing this because I know if people get the video and I coach them, that I've removed every barrier, and then you're going to say, I want this forever. We're not going to do it forever though, because my tech team's really irritated with me about it. No, it won't be there 2 months. I might not even be in the real estate industry in 2 months, to be honest. This will. I think I'm taking this to the medical and healthcare world because they really like it. What other questions?
So, you had a slide there that had like daily stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes, looking at it as like a buyer or whatever, I get overstimulated by somebody and I don't see it anymore.
Yep.
So is it automatic or can you go like every other day?
You can set it up however you'd like, right? I'm with you on the annoying part,
Yeah.
but that's where my brain goes, beer exposure effect, annoying, which one is it? And I think what it is we think that we're annoying because we're the ones originating all of them. But the reality is when you send out a post, 2% of your network's going to see that particular post, maybe 5%. So if you'd have to send out 20 in a day for your whole entire network to see them all, right? So if you think about it more like a digital billboard that you get to ping whenever you want, you kind of take that, out of the equation.
Somebody could always say, I'm not interested.
Yeah, or just not look.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look the other way for a second if he's getting to
The recipient swiping, put an end to it where you can, commercial, other text, stop.
Just stop, yeah, block it, right?
Then you find out when somebody did that.
No, you don't, so they never gonna know. Yeah, that's not. Any other questions?
Rejection's too high.
Anybody else? No, nothing.
So are you the only one that trains or you have staff that comes out?
We have staff, but I like for this startup,
Yeah.
it's me. It's me. And I enjoy doing this stuff, actually, surprisingly. But
So, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people say, man, I wish I had an assistant or whatever, but I can't afford one. I don't know who to use, blah, blah, blah. I still gotta do all the work.
for $99, it's stupid not to sign up and try it.
Yeah.
Because even for the coaching, even for the coach part of it to tell you what to do, people really realize right there how eye-opening it is. Because the fear to try and even step into this world of the digital age is tough. And especially in real estate, 'cause you guys are like, you're not young, fresh chickens or whatever they call them. Hey, I'm one of them. I mean, I just looked in the mirror there and I'm like, holy shit, everything's great. Look at me.
Not me. Can you put your QR code again?
Yes, ma'am.
You might have to.
Yeah.
Oh, am I having tech problems today? I know. You think, right? Okay, there you go. Now, just so you know how it would go, okay, you sign up, you pay the $99, you're gonna get an email from our tech team, and it's gonna say you need to schedule with Russ. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna give you a booking link. We get on a phone call, it takes about an hour. By the end of that call, you're set up and you have the weapon to take yourself into the digital world comfortably,
So the
confidently.
99 is for 3 months. 99 per month for 3.
So yeah, that makes it visually easy. It's $297 up front. Okay, that gets you the installation and then it gets you 90 days of service. So that equates to $99 a month. You're just paying $297 up front. That way we don't get killed if you have us do all this online setup and all that stuff, and then you just go, I don't like it. So, because when people say I don't like it, it's because they didn't use it. The people that use it literally call me and say, oh my God, can you add this too? Can you add this too? And I promise you guys, if you use it, like it's just going to work. It's literally having a billboard for yourself that you're in command of, that your network that you're eventually either going to list from or sell to is there, So Say that one more time. Pro. Oh yeah, only Pro. Don't click any of the other ones. Just Pro. No, we're getting rid of that basic one, and then the $800 a month one is basically what you're getting smashed into the 249. I had to make it really easy for people because it's about as easy as it gets. So, anything else? Okay. Like I said, Dave, if you end up round 10 up, then we make it fun.
Do you have anyone in here using this right now
No.
in our office?
No,
No?
no, I haven't talked to a Coldwell agent about this since last year.
Wow.
Yeah, we just,
Can
we
you
just,
get me over a couple of the people that are using it
Yeah,
though? That,
yeah.
Like Compass or your people. That
Yeah,
that kind of stuff?
yeah. Elaine Scheidler-Labent from KW is definitely the one to watch. I'll send it over to you, but otherwise, if you guys have any questions, I'm out. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having.
All right, thank you all for
Thanks, guys.
jumping on.
Man,
I'm gonna stop this recording. We'll see you guys all later.
Give me a call. Yeah, are you in a band? You said?